Good day, everyone. My name is Seanne Heath, and I want to give you a big warm welcome to Heart Matters. We have a great show lined up for you today with some wonderful guests that will help us share this life-giving message of hope. Our story comes from a man who went down a dark road of depression and anxiety. Listen in as Dave Mills from Grand Falls shares some of his story and how he now wants to help others who struggle in the same ways. Also, singing a couple of songs for us, we are so pleased to welcome Eleshia Butt back to the Heart Matters stage. We hope today's show is just what you all need and is a blessing to you today.
Christ the sure and steady anchor in the fury of the storm, when the winds of doubt blow through me and my sails have all been torn, in the suffering, in the sorrow, when my sinking hopes are few, I will hold fast to the anchor, it shall never be removed. Christ the sure and steady anchor, while the tempest rages on, when temptation claims a battle and it seems the night has won, deeper still then goes the anchor, though I justly stand accused, I will hold fast to the anchor, and it shall never be removed. Christ the sure and steady anchor, through the floods of unbelief, hopeless somehow, oh my soul, now lift your eyes to Calvary. This my ballast of assurance, see His love forever proved, and I will hold fast to the anchor, it shall never be removed. Christ the sure and steady anchor, as we face the wave of death, when these trials give way to glory and we draw our final breath, we will cross the great horizon, clouds behind and life secure, and the calm will be the better for the storm
Heart Matters will return in just a moment.
Scott's Transport Limited is a family-owned and operated full transportation company located in beautiful Deer Lake. In business for over 25 years and with a fleet of modern equipment and dedicated team, we service the growing needs of businesses from Newfoundland and Labrador to Ontario and locations in between. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
Begin your next outdoor adventure with Notre Dame Recreation, where you'll find a full line of BRP products. From fun in the snow to riding the waves and adventures in between, they've got it covered with Ski-Doo, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo products. Visit your nearest Notre Dame Recreation Center.
Closed captioning provided by Terry's Tents, offering services such as printing, embroidery, craft supplies, and canvas fabrication for over 30 years. Located in Happy Valley Goose Bay.
My name's David Mills. I'm from Grand Falls, Windsor. I got a wife, 2 kids. We're highly involved in sports, so life is very busy, which is, I guess, the case for most people these days. So I guess the story starts probably around 2018. Excellent jobs, good circle of friends and family within the community that I live in. You just get some thoughts in your mind, like, you got something coming. This thought was, you got something coming in your life, and you need to get ready. If it's good, well, I probably don't need to do a big lot. If it's bad, yeah, okay, maybe I need to rearrange some stuff in my life. So immediately I just decided, I need to step in my faith a little bit more. I go on Spotify and I start listening to these worship songs, and I'm singing in the vehicle, I'm singing in the morning when I'm waking up, to the point where my wife sort of looks at me one day and she's like, what is happening to you? And it felt great. I was like, man, this is good. You're gonna change a few things in your life for the better. As I was transitioning into that, some stuff started happening to me. I was, for no reason, I'd be around family and friends, and I'd be getting extremely nervous, and I couldn't understand what was happening. And then I'd be in the public places, like I'd go to a grocery store or something like that, and I'd be in line up, and I'd be getting totally overwhelmed with the crowd. I wasn't myself anymore. I didn't want to be doing the things I loved, like fishing and going in the woods and going on Ski-Doo and stuff like that. All that stuff became like a chore to me, and I was very concerned in that if I didn't go to work, that this would be it. This would be the end. I mean, I'd stay home and I'd become isolated, and I don't know where I would turn from that. So I really focused on staying at work. Work is incredible. It's got some really good programs when it comes to mental health. And in one of the training sessions was some things you could do with anxiety and stuff. And one of them was goal setting. And I set some goals for myself, because at the time, life just seemed like it was piling up. Just because I was going through this, my kids were still running around. Life was still busy. So I was like, I had to set some goals. And these goals, this stuff before I was going through all this, they were so easy to do. But at the time, when I started jotting these down, it was 5 things. And the first thing I had to do was I wanted to change the tires on my quad. So this list, as I'm looking at this list, I'm thinking back at it now, this is a very simple task to complete for myself. You'd feel good for a little bit, maybe a day or so, and then the next day you're right down right where you were to again. So it was that kind of that juggling, that, back and forth, right? I'd walk into church in the morning, and you sit down in the pew, and all of a sudden, man, the emotions, the anxiety would just come over you. That you'd start sweating. You'd feel so extremely uncomfortable. Am I going to fight through this and stay here because there's nothing to be afraid of? Or am I going to give in to anxiety and say, you know what, you got to get up and you got to leave and you got to go home where you're safer? Because, this is what anxiety is trying to tell me here, right? So sometimes anxiety definitely won and I left. And there was other times where, I'm going to stick this out. I'm in church and there's nothing to be afraid of. One day I was home, and I was getting ready to put my little girl to bed. Man, I just get this sense that I need to just do the old-fashioned, get down on your knees by the bed and just start praying, right? So I start praying. Whatever this is I'm going through, I know you're much bigger, and, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to feel better. It was like fear and torture and just complete agony that I was feeling in that moment. And man, if I thought I had questions before about life and about God and about just everything in general, I got extreme questions now, because I just prayed and now I feel even worse. And for the next 2 or 3 months, that is exactly how my body felt. It felt like I had the weight of, the whole world on me. I think that's when it struck me so hard about how scary this illness really is. Because inside, I was so empty and so far from the normal David that it was just terrifying. And nobody could see it, and nobody could tell. When you get to a point in your life where you feel nothing for no one, you have nothing to lose. That's a scary place to be, And I was there, and it came to one point where my wife wanted to go sliding with the kids, and I said, man, I just can't do it, man. I am wiped out. I can't do it. I'm going to have to, step aside this time and you can go on. And I'll never forget it, man. My son came out, and he's like 5 or 6 now at this time. And I guess my wife was after telling him I can't go sliding. And he's coming out, dragging his skidoo suit. And he's like, come on, Dad. Like, what's going on? Like, how come you can't come out with us tonight, right? You know what? I'm going sliding. And I'm saying this all in my mind now, but I'm going sliding. If my brain tells me I can't do it, I'm doing it anyway. My body is telling me I can't do it because I'm numb, feels like I can't walk. I said, I'm doing it anyway. I said, if I gotta drag myself to the truck, I said, that's what I'm gonna do. I took the kids and the weight of the kids, and I hauled them up over the hill. And I probably did that a few, 5 or 10 times. Until the point where the kids kind of got distracted with sliding, and there's a playground in the same area, so they sort of like go to the playground. So I'm there left on the hill by myself. I'm just staring off, just thinking like, I think I'm done. Like I don't know if I can do this anymore, right? And it wasn't long after that I just heard my name, David. And, I sort of looked up, looked around, there's nobody around. And I hear it again, David. Man, it was just a simple voice. It was just saying, David, everything is going to be okay. And I knew immediately this was the voice of God. And this was a voice, man, that was surrounded in love. And it was a voice you could touch. And I was speechless. I had so much that I wanted to say at that moment. And I was just in awe. It was a moment there where, man, did this just really happen? Did I just hear God speak to me about this? It wasn't this like immediate, I'm healed from this. It was a point in my life where, this is a journey that I'm on. This is a sickness. I'm going down this road. And from this point on now, I'm going to listen to the people in my life, the experts. I'm sure God has put all this in place for me. He's got all these supports, like every support that you can get. I get an appointment with a doctor, and I kind of tell him exactly what I'm going through and stuff. He's like, I don't feel myself anymore. And I end up talking to a therapist, which was awesome, which was great. I mean, within a session, I immediately was, she told me exactly, you're going through anxiety and depression. This is a mental illness. I am in my kitchen with the medication here in my hand. And I'm just like, I don't do this, right? I don't take medication for my mind. And I don't know if I thought it was going to be this magic thing that I was going to feel better again. But you know what? Nothing happened. For the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm on I'm taking the medication again. And you know what? Man, I'm starting to come around. Like, I can definitely see a change, feel a change that, I'm starting to crawl out of this hole that I've been in for months here now, and, this is all starting to work. There's an incredible army of individuals in this world who have dedicated their life to mental illness and mental health, and you know what? Like, they got another soldier, man. I'm back. I'm David again, and it's kind of time to share our stories more. It's time to treat this as an illness, and how we keep moving forward has got to change, The message is, man, we're taking down a giant. I am not going to stop until I take my last breath on this earth. If you look at the numbers in 2019, there was I think 900 million people worldwide suffering from anxiety and depression. And this is one story of that.
It's clear that we believe God works through people. Every story, song, and message that is shared here on Heart Matters is done through people. On and off camera, God is using people to speak His message of hope. And here's where you can help. Go ahead and send us suggestions of people from your area that could be a part of an upcoming show. What God is doing in the lives of people around us is too good not to share with others. Also, if something you've heard in the show has impacted you, we'd love to hear about that as well. Simply drop by our website and leave us some feedback there, or send us a direct message on social media. And speaking of social media, if you're not yet following us, please join in so you can see the latest on upcoming episodes and events. Still to come in today's show, The Bottom Line with Mike Freake, and more music from Eleshia Butt when Heart Matters returns.
Looking for a quiet, clean, and economical place to stay in central Newfoundland? Emmanuel Convention Center offers hotel and motel rooms, cabins, bunk rooms, and RV lots. We are a family-friendly site featuring nature trails, a playground, and sporting areas. Give us a call today.
From envelopes to tractor-trailer loads, Dooley's Trucking caters to all your shipping needs. Capable of meeting all your shipping requirements throughout Newfoundland. Dooley's Trucking is your choice for fast and efficient delivery. Ship with the best. Ship Dooley's.
My name is Brandon Lee Mullet. I'm the owner here at Gander Appliance and Furniture, and I'd like to welcome you to our new showroom right here in Gander.
We carry a wide variety of furniture brands, including Canadian-made Decorest, Canadel Dining, and a large variety of Ashley furniture. We also carry major appliance brands such as Bosch, Maytag, and Whirlpool. Come visit us at 60 Armstrong Boulevard in Gander or 1 Fairview Street in Lewisport.
I had this really bad habit, and I'm sure that I actually have more than one, but one in particular is that I'm always clicking my teeth. Now, the reason why I do it, because in my head, there's always a song playing. I'm constantly keeping rhythm, clicking along to the beat. Perhaps it's because I'm a musician and I love music, but the truth is, I do it so much that it's literally worn down my teeth. My dentist notices it and he asks me, why are they so worn? And he asks, do you grind your teeth at night? I'm like, no. And then I awkwardly had to tell him about the clicking. And of course, then I actually have to demonstrate, which gives me some interesting looks and grins. And it's loud, so loud in fact that Jenny can hear it from across the room. And rightfully so, it drives her crazy. And she says, can you stop clicking your teeth? And my response, I joke with her and I say, Jenny, you're always trying to steal my song. As funny or as annoying as that habit is, it reminds me of something deeper. There are so many things in life that try to steal our song, that try to steal our joy. Stress, difficult circumstances, unexpected struggles, and even people can rob us of our joy if we're not careful. But here's the thing. Joy is not the same as happiness. Happiness is tied to the environment and it changes based on what's happening around us. You know, if the sun is shining, then we're happy. If it's raining, then we're not happy. If life is good, we feel good. If life is hard, we feel down. Happiness is like a barometer that changes according to the pressures of life. But joy? Joy is something so much deeper than that. According to the Bible, joy is gratitude anchored in God's grace. It's not about having perfect circumstances. It's about having a heart that's thankful for God's amazing grace every single day of our lives. It's being confident in God's love and forgiveness and confident that God is present with us in every situation. Paul says in Philippians 4:4, he says, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Did you know that Paul wrote that while sitting in prison? I mean, it was about as bad as it could get. His circumstances were awful, yet his joy remained. The bottom line is this. His joy remained because it wasn't based on where he was. It was based on who he belonged to. And you can know that for yourself if you embrace and accept his grace for your life today. His grace truly is amazing. So, let me ask you this. What's trying to steal your song today? Is it stress, a tough situation? Is it someone's words that have been spoken over you, betrayal, or broken relationship? Don't let it. Hold on to joy. Stay thankful and keep your heart focused on God's grace. And no matter what happens, keep singing your song.
Morning by morning, I wake up to find the power and the comfort of God's hand in mine. Season by season,
I'm so grateful that we serve a faithful God. So many of us have proven His faithfulness in our own lives. That's why we want all of you to know about it. That's why we do this show. God has always been faithful, and He always will be. Thank you, Eleshia, for singing that promise over all of us today. I also want to thank our friend Dave Mills for opening up, sharing his story, and the hope that can be found in Jesus. We've sadly reached the end of our time for today, but be sure to check out any of our past episodes on YouTube, and join us again here next week.